So my phone rang, and the voice at the other end of the phone said, Will, there's lots of illegal logging taking place in the Maya Mountain Forest Reserve. And I said, and the voice said, I wish you could do something about it. By this time, I recognized the voice. And the voice was a person that I had dealt with before who was involved in illegal logging that I was basically reporting on. And I said to the person, well, if I go, will you go with me? And he said, yes. But then I became skeptical. So I said, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. He said, okay.
After hanging up, he quickly tried to call the authorities to request a government personnel to go with him into this area, which requires some hardcore hiking. At this time of the night, a call from Will Mejia can only be about illegal fishing or logging activities.
So I tried to get somebody in Act 30. I made several phone calls. There were no answers. And after continuously trying, I got somebody in Act 30. And the person said, look, Will, if you're going in, one advice I got for you, get some escort. Get at least a police escort. But I couldn't get no escort. So I decided we'll go in anyhow.
Over the past several years, Will Mejia have trained young people to handle cameras so that if they are out there in the field, they can record various crimes against nature and report them and bring awareness to the public.
So I picked up the phone and I called several of the youths that we have trained before who could handle cameras and would go out and get some stories from us. But at that time of the night, many of them were scared. Some of them said they couldn't make it. Then I remember one and only Blues, loyal soldier. I called him up, I explained the story to him, and he said, okay, boss man, I'm in. Now, Blues is not very dependable, but he's loyal. So I said, okay, I'll pick you up at 4 a.m. And he said, good to go, boss man. Cool, I'm in.
At 3:15 a.m., the alarm went off, and by 3:45 a.m., he picked up Blues and off they went to the logging site. They then picked up another individual along the way by 4 a.m. They were at the entrance of the logging road where they met the older guys and 3 other men. Will then signaled to Bruce to roll the camera just in case and to be on the safe side. After a brief discussion and outline of plans, they then started driving deep into the forest on what appeared to be an old logging road. The road appeared to be driven on, and the older guys then said that the road is being used by the same guys who is committing the illegal logging activities. They then continued deeper and deeper into the forest, pushing the Mahindra pickup to the limit, up some very steep slopes. At this time of the year, the roads are rather muddy and conditions are somewhat slippery. After about an hour, the Mahindra couldn't go no more, but it sure made it much farther than a Chevy could. The Mahindra sure is a good pickup. At this point, they got out and started hiking.
After hours stop on this path, two guys ride up behind with a hat. And without saying a word or anything, they just pass me and before you know it, they're out of sight. So the guys who are along it, we ask them if they know any guys them from the house. They say, you know what? Then guys right there connected to the logging operation what happened in this area. So about an hour hiking into this journey, we end up the encounter a huge mahogany tree where get cut off our slope. And man, just by judging by the amount of rings were upon this stump, we could probably say that this tree they are approximately 100 years old. So you can imagine this tree get cut upon the slope, the erosion where it cause will definitely degrade the streams and the landscape in this area. Before we move on, we ensure that we take pictures so that we keep this as evidence that this is what is happening within this area itself. Soon after, it seems like every 5 minutes, we come across huge trees where cut pan slopes, piles and piles. Man, these guys look like they have no regards of the environmental laws of the forest. This is a very mountainous area with great forest. As a matter of fact, this is the only area where the harpy eagle has been sighted. And if these huge trees disappear, so will the harpy eagle and other residents of nature, not to mention streams, important tributaries that feeds water to our reefs.
As you can see, they've cut this huge log right here and basically have cut a trail down the slope. So we continued our search, trekking into the forest, up steep hills of the mountains, and we continued to find all these illegal logging activities. Then we found our stash. We found the stash that we were looking for. Thousands of board foot of mahogany, barbahalote, and other hardwoods. We documented those. We searched around and we continued to see more trees that was cut and logs taken out, board feet, thousands of board feet taken out. We documented those. And then we began our journey back into the community. So we handed over all the documentation to the forestry department, hoping that they would do something. Which if they were doing something in the beginning, we wouldn't be here in the first place. We wouldn't have to be doing this. But it also puzzles me, how come we have so much local and international NGOs, environmental NGOs, and they're not speaking out on this issue? We hope that something can be done. You can hear the chainsaw.
Well, actually I don't hear the chainsaw, but I heard something that's making noise to the back.
Okay. So you think they're in here right now?
Yes.
Okay.
We are losing precious rainforests every year, and little has been said or done to stop this pillaging. We must put an end to these heinous crimes against nature before our resources are lost forever. With social media tools, we will continue to seek out and expose the guilty parties to bring awareness to these horrific actions. I believe if we work together to protect our precious resources, we will have them for our future generations.